Hello. The story today is Detective Arthur in the Case of the Mysterious Stranger by Mary Fulton. One summer morning, Detective Arthur was busy working in the old tool shed. "Well, Arthur," said his father, "I'm glad to see you're helping around the house, but why are you cleaning out the shed?" "Wait and see," said Detective Arthur mysteriously. Later, Arthur asked his mother if he could have some furniture from the attic. "What do you need that old junk for?" asked his mother. "Wait and see," answered Arthur mysteriously. In the attic, he found an old roll-top desk with lots of cubbyholes, and he found a swivel chair. "Perfect," he said, giving the chair a few test spins. That afternoon, Arthur was hammering noisily in the shed. "What is going on in here?" asked his father, leaning through the window. "Wait and see," answered Arthur, as he hammered in a nail for his coat and another for his detective hat. He's busy working. Arthur put his magnifying glass, his detective manual, and his notebook for writing down clues into the cubbyholes of his desk. Then he went outside and hung a sign on the door. At last he called his mother and father. "There," said Arthur, "that's what I've been doing. It says Detective Arthur, Detective Agency, Detective Arthur, Master Sleuth, all cases solved, or your money back." Every day, Detective Arthur waited in his office for a client, but no one came. One afternoon, all the other kids were at the baseball team tryouts. His parents had gone shopping. "I guess no one needs a detective today," said Arthur. "I think I'll go try out for the team." But just as he pulled down his window shade, he saw a stranger walking towards the house. There's his new sign. And there's the stranger. Ooh, I wonder who it is. "Soup bones!" exclaimed Arthur, ducking away from the window. A mysterious stranger. Carefully, he stuck his head out just far enough to see what was going on. The stranger was peering into the house through a window. Then the stranger looked around slowly and started to walk away. "That man looks suspicious," said Arthur. "I'd better follow him." He grabbed his magnifying glass, detective manual, and notebook and hurried outside. Wonder where he is. The stranger was about a block away, heading towards town. Arthur looked at his watch. Then he wrote in his detective notebook, 2:10 p.m. Mysterious stranger heads towards town. With his hands in his pocket, Arthur strolled casually after the stranger. When the traffic light changed to green, the stranger crossed the road. Arthur followed right behind him. When the mysterious stranger went into the coffee shop, Arthur scurried into a booth in the back. He wrote in his notebook, 2:26 p.m. Mysterious stranger orders coffee and donut. So far, he hasn't spotted me. "Hi there, Arthur," called the counterman. "Solved any big cases lately?" As the stranger turned around to look, Arthur grabbed his notebook and darted out the store. He's writing all his notes. And there's the stranger sitting at the counter. Next, the mysterious stranger went into the bank. Arthur wrote, 2:55 p.m. The stranger is writing something on a piece of paper. Could it be a hold-up note? Is he going to rob the bank? The stranger handed the teller the piece of paper. Arthur waited for the hold-up. Then he wrote 2:15 p.m. 2:57 p.m. The mysterious stranger cashes a traveler's check. I guess he's not a bank robber after all, but I'm sure he's up to something. He's hiding behind the plant. Ooh, wonder what it is. Next, the mysterious stranger went into the dime store. Arthur pretended to be trying on hats while the stranger talked to a salesman. I would like the biggest and the best disguise kit you have, said the stranger. Arthur wrote in his notebook, 3:15 p.m. The mysterious stranger is buying a disguise kit. This is very suspicious. There's Arthur trying on hats, but there's the mysterious stranger. Ooh, I wonder what's happening. Soon the mysterious stranger hurried to the train station. From his hiding place behind the magazine stand, Detective Arthur watched the stranger take a big leather suitcase out of a locker and pack the disguise case inside the large bag. Then the stranger set off again. Arthur followed in a distance. There he's taking and putting the disguise kit inside his bag. The stranger made one more stop. Arthur wrote in his notebook, 3:38 p.m. The stranger is studying the jewelry store window. I think he's planning to rob it tonight, perhaps disguised as a night watchman. Then the stranger started walking out of town, straight to Arthur's house. Arthur wrote, 3:45 p.m. My parents are home. They let that stranger in the house. My guess is that he plans to rob my parents and then set off in disguise to rob the jewelry store. What can I do? Suddenly he heard his mother calling, Arthur! Arthur, come quickly! Arthur rushed into the house, prepared to catch the robber red-handed. There's his mother. Look, Arthur, said his father, here's your Uncle Bernard, all the way from England. Uncle Bernard, cried Arthur. You mean my Uncle Bernard that I've never seen before? Yes, Arthur, said the mysterious stranger who was Uncle Bernard, and I'm very glad to meet my detective nephew. I've heard all about you in your mother's letters, and I've brought you a present. Then he handed Arthur the disguise kit he had bought at the dime store. Now, when you follow someone, said Uncle Bernard, you'll be able to disguise yourself. That way, the suspect won't recognize you, even if he's seen a lot of pictures of you. And Uncle Bernard winked. Gee, thanks, Uncle Bernard, was all Arthur could say. Quickly, he took out his notebook and wrote, 4:10 p.m. The case of the mysterious stranger is solved, and I have a new disguise kit. See you later.